Subscribe, please.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and I am here with 1500, The New World, a game by DVG Games. And before I get started real quick, I am still trying out some new equipment. I think I finally fixed all my technical issues that I've been having. That's why some of my recent videos have been uploaded without editing, because I've been trying to fix all this stuff. But supposedly now my computer's good, my cameras are good, everything should be fine. We'll see. So hopefully this video will be edited perfectly and everything will be up, and I'll let you guys know otherwise. But definitely appreciate your patience with all that, and let me know what you think about this type of filming versus the way I've done it before. I've used tripods previously so the camera would be held static, but it made it much harder to take and get a close-up view of the game. And right now I'm using one of those little gyro stabilizers you can take and put your camera on and holding it so I can move around to different aspects of the board, and it'll stabilize some of my movements. I mean, you'll still see it move just a little bit from my hand, but it makes it a lot smoother. So if you guys prefer this, where I can take and bring in and point to specific areas a lot easier, let me know. Or if you prefer like the static camera better versus this, let me know what your preferences are down in the comments section. All right, so this is 1500, The New World by DVG, and I've played a couple of rounds of this. It's kind of like an area control game is a way to think of it. There are multiple areas on the map. There's 15 in total. They're split into 5 different groups of 3. You can see there are 3 here, this green, these 3 yellow, these 3 orangish, these 3 red over here, and then like this 3 blue up here in the top section of the board. And the point is, it's the New World, and the European empires are trying to colonize the Americas and set up their little colonies and start trying to export the different resources. Now, this is kind of a light game. There's not a whole lot of resource trading or anything like that. You're really just trying to have controls of certain areas. Like if you have control of a region, a set of colors, you'll get extra points for that. Or if you have a monopoly over a set of exports, like this is gold, I'm assuming, and what is that? I don't know what that is. Chocolate, maybe, and jewelry and fruit and whatever else, like logs. So if you've got any 3 of the same resource, then you're going to get a bonus for that, or any of the same area, you'll get a bonus for that. And then you get points for having your colonies, and then you get points for having your colonies in disrepair. These little tokens represent your colonies. That's a good colony, and this is a, what are they called? Struggling colony. That's it. So if your colonies are struggling, that's bad. If they're doing well, that's good. So points for you versus points being subtracted. Up here in the top right of the board is your time track. You can see there's only 6 rounds to the game in total before it ends. And then here's your point track where you're going to keep track of it. And as you get down here to the 10s, you'll just take and leave your marker there and put a new marker up over here in the top, and then keep going to determine what your point level is. Just like any DVG game, they're going to have the sequence of play over on one side of the board. I always love that. And you can see there's not a whole lot going on to this game. It's a card-driven game. You're going to draw so many cards per turn, which is going to be determined by your royal support, which is shown over here on the left. You've got your royal track here, and that's going to determine how many cards that you're going to get during your game. And you see how it's got some small numbers here in parentheses. That's the player order. Okay, so first player is going to start off at a royal support of 4, second and third player also at 4. But if you're the 4th or 5th player, you're going to start higher, 6th player higher. Kind of like how in some of those Euro style games that you're going to take and get more money and more resources when you start out later into the game. Now, the base game itself does not have a solitaire component. That is purely a, I think it's 2 to 6 player game, is it? On here's the rulebook. I think it's 2 to 6, but we're not going to sweat it. Now, there are a bunch of expansions. I think it's 5 or 6 total expansions that have to do with specific nations. England, France, the Dutch, whatever other European countries there are. that you can take and get for the game, and it will have a player deck that's used and then a AI deck. And the AI deck gives you the solitaire component for the game. Now, I played this one time previously, or I played it previously, but I played it where I was England using that deck, and then I was playing against the AI French deck. And the AI just devastated my ass. I mean, I was just getting destroyed. So I figured I would do on camera, I would switch things up and I would be France and I would have the AI be England this time, just to see if it was these two playing off against each other. Maybe I'm going to devastate them this time, or maybe I'm just a bad player, or maybe the AI plays really well. I don't know. We'll have to take it and see how that's going to go. Now, the basic gist of the game is you're just drawing your cards each turn, which is what this is talking about over here. You're going to take and draw however many cards are up to your royal support. And say you have cards left over from a previous turn, you'll have to discard down to whatever your royal support is. So I've got the blue tokens. England has the red. So my royal support is a 4 right now. If it goes higher, I'll be able to draw and have more cards in my hand, but it will be going up and down. In the AI deck, they love to take and knock you down. Like, my royal support almost gave up on getting anything more than 4 by the end of the game, because it seemed like that's all the AI does. Now, there is a little sheet that comes with this. Oh, and I did forget to mention, I do got to thank my buddy Motown from Mo's Gaming. He actually sent me this copy so I could take and do a video with it, just to show off to you guys. So I do appreciate him sending this to me. There is a set of AI play rules, and it tells you how the AI is going to play. They have some specific cards, which I don't see one, but we'll show you in the game. Down in the corner, it says start of play, and a little bit different than how the game would normally play. The AI will play a few cards there at the start, and it tells you how it's going to play those cards, because your card actions, you can either take and play the card for its effect. So whatever is written actually on the card, you can use it to build one colony. So basically you can just discard the card and place one of your colonies somewhere here on the board. You can blockade, so reduce one of your opponent's colonies, repair one of your own struggling colonies, or use it to gain royal favor. And there is royal favor there in the top right of the card. You see where it says +1 there. That's the royal favor. It'll either say plus or minus. So if it's a plus, it raises your royal favor, or if it's a minus, it's going to lower your opponent's royal favor. And then you're going to take and do that for each however many cards that you're going to play, and then you're going to tally up your points. And then down here, it shows you what your scoring is. You're going to get points for each of your successful colonies. And then for your export monopoly, which is your resources, and then your region monopoly, which is the colors. All right. And then per other player's colony struggled, you'll take and get points. However, you do get subtracted on points for each of your own struggling colonies, and that happens at the beginning of your turn. So just like any other DVG game, you're going to start at the top, work your way down, or start at the top, work your way left, however they set it up. We're top to bottom here, so you're going to just start reading here and work your way down. The end of the game is when our marker hits this part, and I don't know if he just forgot to include it or not. There is a hourglass marker that goes here. I'm just using one of the other generic star markers to fill in there for what our time is. So we're going to take and start the game, show you guys how it plays. It is not a difficult game by any means, and just let you see it. All right, we're going to take and draw. I'm going to have mine sitting over here to the side. 4 cards for myself to take and start the game off. There are 2 types of cards. You're either going to have a react card or a card that's going to play. None of these are react cards for me, so I'll show you one of those later. And I'm going to draw, again, 4 for the AI and see if they have any start of play. Okay, here we go. This is one of the start of play cards. So that tells me that I need to take and flip this card, and I'm going to go ahead and play it. First, they're trying to do it for whatever the effect is, okay? So your successful colonies cannot be removed. Well, they don't have any colonies on the board, so they'll probably play it for another effect. Once you look at your start of round cards, you'll take and do left to right until they can't be played for their text effect. After that, you're going to play any unplayed cards for their royal support. And then if the AI still has cards, they'll take and play the card to build a colony. If there's no open areas, play the card to reduce a colony. So it kind of tells you the AI's goal. They're going to take and play for the effect of the card. Then they're going to go for royal support. Then they're going to go for building colonies. So since this can't take and reduce me anymore, since this is a -2 and I'm already as low on royal support as I can go, their best bet is going to build a colony. And since it's England, let's put them somewhere where they settle. Where did England settle? All along the East Coast. So we'll take and set them in my home state up here in North Carolina. So we put one of their colony markers there, and we'll set this card over here in the discard pile. Now the rest of their cards are going to stay here off to the side until their turn, because I am going first. So now I'm going to look at my cards and see what I can do. I can repair exactly 3 struggling colonies that are not yours and place up to 5 colonies. So I'm going to use this to place 5 colonies. And I guess I'll go for South America since they are taking and going up north. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll go for the region monopoly. So we'll set this over here in our discard. Grab ourselves another one. Change all of your struggling colonies to successful. Remove all of the other players' struggling colonies. They don't have any. So let's hold that. We might use that for something else. Build or reduce a total of 3 different colonies. Okay, yeah, we'll take and build 3 more colonies. I'm good with that. It's going to get me a lot of points. We'll go 1, 2, and here's 3. Now these are 2 separate areas, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so these little Caribbean islands are not just 1. Damn, I've taken over all of South America. France is so much more powerful. Look at these guys, they're destroying it. All right, so let's see what our last one is. Increase your points by your royal support number. Yeah, I'll play that for that effect. I'll take 4 points. Okay, so let's go up to 4 here. There's my points. Now I've got 1 card left. It would only subtract their royal support down to the base, or I could use it to build 1 more colony, or I could struggle their colonies. You know what? I think we're going to build 1 more colony, because if I do, I'm going to have a monopoly on 3 different areas. So we'll take and use this to build 1 last colony. All right, so I've played all of my cards. All that, repeat until all players have had a turn. And, well, we're not to that yet. Tally, add up your points. So I'm going to get 1 point per successful colony. And we've got, was it 9? So I'm going to get 9. And let's see, 9 plus 4 is 13. So that will go there. And then we'll take and put this one right there. And now I'm going to get +2 per region monopoly, which I have 3. So that's going to give me 6 more. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 19 points to start off with. I'm definitely doing better than I did in the last game, because I don't even think I got 19 points total in my last game. But watch, on their turn, they're pretty much going to devastate everything that I have. So we're going to take and flip over the AI's cards now and see what they have. And again, you play it left to right. Remove up to 3 colonies, then build up to 3 colonies. So we'll take and play that for them. We'll remove 3 of my colonies, and you guys can see this has massive swings in this game. 1, 2, 3, and we'll just replace them right there with theirs. Struggle all colonies that are adjacent to your colonies, minimum 4. Now it says minimum 4. Does that mean that it has to be a minimum of 4? Because there's 3 that are adjacent to them. There's not 4. I'm going to play this for that. I'm not going to sweat it. I think you probably have to have 4 for it, but we're not going to sweat it. They're going to struggle 3 of my colonies. All right, so they're going to get... I'm going to go ahead and put the 3 points for that, because I will forget that. So 1, 2, 3. They get 3 points for struggling those colonies. And remove up to 3 colonies that build up to 3 colonies. Good God, they're just destroying me. All right, so that. Oop, I gotta make sure to put that in the right discard pile. They will take these 3 colonies off, and then they'll build 3 colonies. Let's take and give them the Americas again. Well, they got that monopoly. We can finish off this one and then put them over here in Texas. Okay, so that takes care of all of their cards. We'll take and go ahead and move this down because you know it's the end of the turn. I don't want to forget to do that. Now we're going to tally, add up the points for them. They're going to get 1 point per successful colony. They have, let's see, was it 7? So that's going to bring them to 10. And then they're going to get per region. They don't have any export monopolies. I already gave them the 3 points for struggling those colonies. So they're going to get another 4 points. So we'll take and grab another scoring marker for them. Put up here 4. So that is how a turn is going to play on this game. And you're going to take and do 6 turns. So let's take and run through another turn real quick. We will take, and none of this actually moved the royal support. That was constant in my last game, was royal support back and forth. So let's take and draw our cards. 1, 2, 3, 4 for me. And 1, 2, 3, and 4 for them. They only have 1 start of round, so we'll set this out of the way. Flip their start of round. Let's see what it is. Other players do not gain points for monopolies. Okay, we're going to leave that in play because they will definitely try to take that from me. So let's take and go to my cards. That's definitely going to keep me from gaining some points, but it's all right. It's just 1 round. Now here is a react card. You can tell by the different color. After a player with more points than you reduces or removes colonies, draw 2 cards. That's really not that good because I'm just going to take and draw up to my maximum hand value anyway. So I would just end up discarding cards. So I'm not sweating that. I'm probably going to just play that for something else. Let's see what this does. Remove 2 colonies of the player with the most colonies on the map and replace them with successful colonies of your own. I'm going to do that. We'll take and remove 2 of these red ones. We'll take them back. 1 and 2, and we'll start recolonizing. I need to take in, oh, that's right. I lose 3 points. I always forget about that. I lose 3 points for each of my struggling colonies. So 1, 2, 3, that goes down. And now, uprising. Remove exactly 1 colony from each of the 5 regions. Now, I can take and just remove any colonies that I want at the start of my turn. So if I don't think I'm going to flip these, I could do that. Yeah, I'm going to take and remove these colonies because they're just going to cost me points. I should have done that at the start of my turn. I did forget, so I apologize for that one. But if I remove exactly 1 colony from each of the 5 regions, I don't think I can remove that. So I could only remove 1 colony from 3 regions. So I wouldn't be able to do that. So we'll probably have to play this for something else. Let's take and get some royal support and see if that helps. This will give me a total of 3 royal support. So that will go 1, 2, 3. So next turn, I'll get 5 cards. See if that helps me out. Oh, actually, I'll play this one too for royal support and get myself up to 6 so I can get some more cards. Now, scoring, I'm only getting 2 points because I've only got 2 colonies on the board. That's it. So let's see what the AI is going to do to me here. Spread out their cards, play them left to right. Remove 1 colony from each of the 5 regions. They can't do that. Struggle all colonies that are not yours. Gain points for struggling. No reactions. Okay, yeah, they'll play that. So they will struggle 2 of my colonies and they will gain 2 points for doing so. 1, 2. And then in a region where you have a successful colony, replace colonies that are not yours with successful colonies of your own. Yeah, okay, they can play that. Because if they play this, place colonies there, no, where you have, because they have a successful colony there, but they wouldn't be replacing colonies that aren't own. They could do it here. They have a successful colony there. Okay, so yeah, they'll play that. It's helping me, but it gets them 2 colonies for 1 action, and it gives them a monopoly. So that's definitely going to help them. And they'll play that. Now they got this left over, so they will probably take and play this for royal support, bump themselves up to 5, and then this is going to go out of play now. Since I didn't get any more monopolies, that's done for this turn. Now they're going to get another 7 points for their colonies. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7. And they're going to get another 4 points for the 2 monopolies they have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam, just like that. You guys can see the AI is starting to kick my butt again. It just seems to be what the AI does in this damn game. Okay, so now we'll take and bump down the turn another time. Let's take and roll again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I've got a lot of cards this round. They're only going to get 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's see. They've got 2 start of round cards. Let's see if it's cards they can take and play. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the new gyro thingy. All right, left to right. Here we go. The player with the most points must either reduce their points by 3 or reduce their royal support by 2. They're definitely not going to want to do that because they have the most points. Other players cannot adjust their royal support, your royal support. So they'll leave that so I can't take and mess with them, but they'll play this for its royal support, which is a -2, which they're going to use to drop me down 1, 2. But I do believe I already have my cards, my cards for this round, so I don't have to worry about it, but I will have to bump myself back up later. All right, now, DVG is going to have to explain that to me. Since I already drew my cards and the way the AI plays, all right, I already passed this step to discard down to my royal support. My royal support was 6, but now it's back down to 5 before I've started my turn because of the order that the AI does this start of play thing. And make sure. After all players draw their cards, turn over all the start of round cards for the first AI. Yeah, so it's after they draw their cards. So my royal support should stay the same until next round. So we'll just see about that. Let's see if I want to hold on to this react. After a player with more points than you reduces or removes colonies, draw 2 cards. No, I don't like that. So we're going to use that to bump my royal support back up by 1. And what do we have? Build up to 1 colony in each of the 5 regions. I can't do that because 2 of the regions are full. I wish it said whether or not, like, if I could use this even if I can't accomplish it fully. I don't think the rules spell that out. The rules are kind of simplistic when it comes to the game. I can't remember if it said you have to take and do this 100% or, well, it says up to. So we're going to go with I can do that even if I can't build in all the colonies or all the areas. So we'll take and do 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. And there's, because that region's full. Yep, that's 3. There's 5 regions. Bam. Let's see what our next card is. In a region where you have a successful colony, remove 1 or 2 colonies that are not yours and replace them with successful colonies of your own. Okay, yeah, we'll play that. We'll get rid of theirs and we'll replace it with mine. Doesn't matter if it's that location. Well, we'll take and go back to where they were, just to be specific. Raiders, in a region where you have a successful colony, I've already done that, but they have a monopoly over those 2 regions up there, so we can't take and do that, so I'm going to have to use that for something else. Perform up to 4 builds in an adjacent colony areas. Okay, can I? Yeah. I can do this. I can build 4 colonies, but they have to be adjacent. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All adjacent. Bam! That's what I'm talking about. Kicking ass. Replace up to 5 struggling colonies that are not yours with successful colony. Can't do that. Okay, now I can either bump my royal support up more, build more colonies, or struggle them. If I struggle them, I could struggle 2 of his colonies. I could take away his monopoly that he's got going on. I could fill up my own monopoly to give myself a bonus point. Actually, I think that'd be best. So let's take and play this for a single build. Maximize. I've got 3 areas filled up, and then we're going to play this for royal support, get more cards, get more actions. So, bam. We are down to 6 on the royal support, and then we can get down to 7. 8 is the max. And now let's tally up our points. Let's see. I have 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I get another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. So we have a fair amount of points here. We can see they've got 26 and I've got 31 points, but they still have their turn to go, so they're probably going to beat my ass on this one. The AI it was crushing me. Although my first game, I think I was playing pretty bad because I didn't know the game that well. All right, so let's see. Reduce up to 6 adjacent colonies, minimum 4. Adjacent. Now, these are adjacent only to ones that they're touching, but they can definitely do 4 at a minimum, so we'll take and do that. They will 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's adjacent, and I go ahead and give the points for struggling the colonies just because for some reason I forget it during the tally phase. So I'll go ahead and give them the points for doing so. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll put another one up there to 0. Actually, I think, yeah, I shouldn't start with 0. I should start on 1, so it should be 1 point farther up. Bam. And remove up to 3 colonies, then build up to 3 colonies, minimum 2. Yeah, they should do that, definitely. We'll give them back another monopoly. The way they'll hurt me the most is to take these 3 whole colonies down here and replace them with their own. 1, 2, 3. See, because these are struggling, and then that one's struggling up there. So this was my strongest area left, so they're taking that back. And they got 1 card left. Remove up to 3 colonies from 1 region. Okay, yeah, they'll play that. They will remove 1 struggling colony from me, but that's not that big of a deal because they are taking 2 colonies. So they've taken those, and they're out of cards. We'll take and drop that back over there. And now let's score them. They've got 3, 6, 9. So bump them up to 9. And then they've got 3 monopolies, so they're going to get another 6 points. There's 1 and then 5. That's what I'm saying. Like, the AI just crushes you. All right, so just to save time, because I am getting down to the last, getting to around half an hour, I like to keep the videos. We're going to just do one more round to show you guys a little bit more of the gameplay, and then we'll cut it at that point. So now I am at 6 royal support. They've still got 5. We'll take and run this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 cards for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For them, do they have any starter play? They do not have any starter play, which means they're going to do a lot of actions and they're going to bust my ass. The AI is so going to win. Which, I mean, I guess they should in a way, because I wouldn't want an AI deck that's never going to win, but it seems like they always win. But it could be because I don't play a whole lot of react cards either against the AI. Like, I don't think I've ever played. No, I think I played 1. There was like a generic, just stop their card type thing. Increase your points by your royal support. My royal support is 6. I'll definitely do that because I need points. So we'll go up to 8. And plague ship. Yeah, buddy. Reminds me of 40K. Reduce 1 colony If players do not pay a total of 5 VPs to discard this card, pass this card to the left and repeat. No reactions, no points for struggling. I'm just going to take... I don't know. This is complicated. I haven't seen that card before. Oh, I keep forgetting. I lose 3 points for those struggling colonies. So let's go 1, 2, 3. I wonder if I forget that before, but it doesn't matter. We'll take and also remove those. I always forget that. For some reason, for me, the struggling colony thing just never sticks. Let's just take and drop their royal support down. Pretend like I'm playing some more rounds after this. Select a region. Until your next turn, colonies in that region cannot be built, reduced, replaced, struggled, or removed. See, now that's a cool one to play, but I don't know. Like, you can use it to do stuff like with me, I would take and play the card there, you know, next to a region. Say I had this filled with my colonies, I'd put it there so they couldn't be struggled or something like that. But I'll tell you what, we're just going to play this just to struggle one of their colonies, gain a point for that, and keep them from getting a monopoly. And what we got? Change all of your struggling colonies to successful. Oh, I removed them. Remove all of the other players' struggling colonies. Oh, I so should have taken and looked before I did that. All right, we're just to get, excuse me, just to get some points, we're going to take and discard all 3 of these cards just to get 3 colonies on the board. 1, 2, 3. Give myself 3 more points. 1, 2, 3. And then 2 for a monopoly, which gets me back up there. So I am finishing the game with 41 points. They've already got 45. They already beat me. Let's take and play out their last hand of cards, see what they get. All right. Struggle up to 6 colonies. Yeah, we'll take and do that for them. They will struggle these 3 and gain 3 points for it. Wait, have I been moved? Yeah, been moved the right ones. 1, 2, 3. And sorry, I might have confused myself a little bit since I played with the red tokens on the last game. Struggle all colonies that are adjacent to yours. No, they don't need to do that, since all of mine are already struggled. Each opposing player loses points equal to the number of colonies they have on the map. Yeah, they'll play that because that will reduce me by 3 more points. So 1 and 2, 3. Drops me down again. And gain 1 point for each struggling colony. Theirs or mine? It just says gain 1 point for each struggling colony, so I'm going to give them a point for each one of the struggling colonies. So that's 4. 1 and... Ooh, wrong one. And 2, 3, 4. And last card they're going to play for its text. Remove 3 colonies of the player with the most. Nope, they're not going to play for that because they're the player with the most, and all mine are struggling at this point because the AI cheats. So we'll play it the way that they're supposed to. They'll reduce my royal support by 2 and increase their own by 1. So we'll end the game state at that and call this completion turn. We'd just be doing a couple more turns anyway. And you guys can already see the AI is kicking my butt. They are ending with, what is this, 53 points, and I've got 38. And if we kept playing this out, I would probably end with something like 40 points to their 90. The AI just crushes you in this game. They just, I don't know what it is. I got beat worse when I was playing as England with the England deck, and the AI was playing as France. So I don't know, maybe France is a little better, and that's why I wasn't getting absolutely destroyed. Let me grab the box real quick, and I'll take and show you guys some of the other nations you can take and play as in this game. There are, let's see, pan it down a little bit. There's Portugal, the Netherlands. This is the core deck that came with the game, and if you were playing it just with player versus player, you would take and just use this. This would be the cards that you would use. There's no AI deck that comes with the core game itself. For an AI deck, you're going to have to get one of the expansions, and you guys can see it has a thick amount of cards that comes with it. because it's going to have that nation's AI deck and then the nation's player deck. So you would take and pick a nation to play as and then pick an AI deck to play against. I guess technically you could play against your own nation, but that's not really the fun part of it. Here's the French AI deck, and then the England play deck is what I played with previously. These two decks against each other, and then, like I said, reversed it. So you've got those 5 nations to choose from, and then the generic cards that come with the game. So you could do the generic cards against a specific nation, or again, pick a specific nation. As far as the game goes itself, it's the usual DVG quality, mounted board, good. You guys can hear that. I mean, the cards aren't bending, and I'm not the most gentle with cards. I mean, I try my best to take care of them, but I don't mind shuffling them, and I don't bother putting most of them in sleeves, and these cards are doing fine. No issues with that whatsoever. Nice component, thick counters as per usual, DVG quality. Components of the game are fine. I have no problem with that. The rules are simplistic. Like the AI, you just got one sheet that you need to read, and the rule book itself isn't thick. It's something like 10 pages or so. So as you guys can see, it's a very easy game to learn. This one for me though probably isn't a stickler, just because it is a little too easy at this point. This, I think, would work well for families that are into history, or someone who's maybe not as into board games, or thicker games that have a little more chrome and meat behind them, and you want something a little easier. Like, I would play this with Gimpy's gal, and I think she'd probably enjoy the area control aspect and trying to kind of butt me out of areas and me trying to butt her out of areas. And plus, the game doesn't last too long. She doesn't like to sit at the table for hours on end with a war game like I'll take and do. So for people like that, I think it would do well. But if you're a hardcore war gamer, like you want something really meaty, this one's probably not for you. They're broken up into very big chunks, areas. And you can see you're going for just specific things. Like, you're either going for a land region, or you're going for a resource region, which they're split up. Like I said, there's gold here, here, and up there. And then there's wood like there and there, and up there at the top. So you can pick kind of one thing to focus on, and your opponent's going to try to stop you while you're trying to take and stop them, but stay focused on it. Game does play quick, so I like that. If you don't have a whole lot of time to sit down and play a game, like I would have been done with all the turns of this game much sooner had I not been doing it one-handed, because I had the camera in the other hand. And then, obviously explaining it to you guys. You'll play the game easy, like a full game, 20 minutes, especially if people know what they're doing on the game. It doesn't take that long. Now, that's kind of like heads up, though. If you've got 3, 4, or 5 people playing, obviously you need to add time, for more players, especially if you've got one of those, analytical Andes, somebody who would just sit there and think about their turn all day and night. Got someone like that, it might take a little while. But like I said, the game's not that heavy. It's a light area control game. If you like something like that, if you kind of want a little history game to maybe teach your kids a little bit, because not every game has to be a World at War, 3rd edition. There's plenty of space for light games. They're just not necessarily my thing. That's more of like Gimpy's gal thing. So just take that into mind if it's something that you've taken and looked at. I do think the AI deck plays well enough. There are a couple of ambiguities that kind of leave you thinking, like when I was looking at it, the royal support thing, like would I have to go ahead and drop a card or not? But it's not really that big of a deal that it's game breaking or anything like that. Not many other errors that I've noticed, but the game's kind of, like I said, light on the rules, so there's not a whole lot of meat to get jaggled up in the game anyway. But it's fun. It's worth trying out. I do recommend, if you get the game, make sure you get one of the decks, maybe a couple of them, so you can try something out, because you might get bored with just having a single deck of cards to go with, because these, you're going to know what your opponent's going to be playing, because it's going to be the same set of cards kind of playing through. But the nation decks, not the AI decks themselves as well too, they're going to play a little different. They're going to have different cards between each of the different decks. So one nation is going to have a little strength in certain areas over other nations. and it'll give you just a little more chrome and a little more variety into the gameplay. So I would recommend at least getting a couple of those decks just to give yourself, even if you're not going to play it solo, just to give yourself a little more variety when you are playing the game. I would just make sure not to mix them up with the original cards that come in the game. All right, that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I do hope that I have finally figured out all my editing issues and this video comes out right for you guys. We will soon see. You guys take care. I'll catch you in the next one.